are so excited to have today a very, very, very special and important guest, Neha Royal from MLB Recovery, More Life Recovery, and the Sands Treatment Center. And we have been working with Neha for quite a while, doing work for her and for her organization that she works for. And we are going to spill the tea today on the apparel industry and how that, oh, spill the tea. Whoop, here, spill the tea. We got to get you a mug. We got to get you a mug. And how that is important to our industry and people like us and everything. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty and wait till the end because this is going to be a really, really serious and impactful episode with all of the questions that Neha's going to answer for us. So, Guillermo and I welcome Neha Royal, and will you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi. Thank you. I'm Neha Royal. I'm 29 years old and I myself have been sober for 9 years. So, with that being said, I work for a substance abuse treatment center and my main goal is to help change and save lives. I will say that probably a million times today because I'm so passionate about it. Being in recovery myself and like seeing people come in broken and empty and like watching them get that light back in their eyes has been like the most rewarding part of my journey. So I love what I do and I love being able to do that through merchandise and like giving people a sense of home in what they wear.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
And I know that you have worked for a couple different agencies and have seen many, many, many people um, pass before you. And I'm sure that it must feel really like uplifting when you see the progress of the clients.
It's definitely my most favorite part about what I do. 1000%.
Nice, nice. So what Guillermo and I do with Neha is we do graphic design. We put together brochures with her. We put together the promotional products like the tote bags, the backpacks, the amazing shirt that she's wearing right now, um, and polo shirts for the staff, but merchandise for the clients. Um, I think I don't know if you received them yet, like hand sanitizers and lighters and
Oh, I got them
um,
all. We have our swag bags ready and they are loving it.
oh, good, 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 good.
Nice.
So, since this is a podcast about apparel, um, what really resonates with us is creating, getting input from you for us to be able to create a message that works, that helps people, that makes a difference.
So the goal is increased visibility and awareness, obviously. So by branding our merchandise like t-shirts, lighters, backpacks, pens, hand sanitizers, anything you can think of, we're spreading awareness about who we are and what we have to offer. When people wear our merchandise, they become like walking billboards and people start asking the question, what is MLB? What is MLB recovery? And like being able to do that, we're able to spark that conversation with like impactful statement shirts like this. It says like F drugs, right? And like that sparks a conversation because I think everybody knows someone that's struggling with addiction and everybody knows someone that's going through it. So like starting a conversation with shirts like this, like yeah, F drugs, like you know what I mean? Like where's that shirt from? Oh my gosh, I want one. I'm like, "Oh, well I have one for free in my trunk. I got you." You know what I mean? Like we give them to everyone. We give them now at conventions, conferences, community events, to our patients, to our staff. Like we give them to everybody because our goal is to have branded awareness. That's what's really cool about merchandise is you can do it any way you want. You can make impact statements that really create shock value. You can create stuff that's just with your logo. You can create really beautiful, eloquent stuff that doesn't really that shows who you are, but that's what's so cool about merchandise is you can do it however you want to convey your company, however you want to be branded. It's like one of my favorite parts about what I
I would like to know how, if you have like a focus group, you have a group, of people that help you or take a decision in together to so you can know how far you go with the statement that you use for your t-shirt. Because right now we live in a society that gets offended by everything with a picture, with a tweet, with everything. So, and I know that you have like 4 years old, 5 years old that wear the t-shirt, but the adults, when you have an adult that wears something like F drugs without the blur, without anything, it's like a really bold thing. So,
Yes. So we decided I don't have a focus group, but I kind of do. So my focus group is actually our current patients and our current and like our staff. So when I have an idea, I usually collaborate with both of you, and then you guys will send me like a proof, and I'll ask our clients, I'll ask our staff, I'll be like, "What do you guys think of these?" And if at least everybody, I need everybody to be like, well, "That's awesome, that's awesome." If everyone's on board and everybody likes it, then we run with the idea, because our patients are, we got 18 to 55, 60-year-old patients. So I want everyone to have some insight on this. I want to know what the 18-year-olds think are cool, and I also want to know what the 55-year-olds think are cool too. And so
yeah.
I think by being able to implement that with like staff as well, and like the different age groups of people that we treat, we're able to target a very big group of people.
So, you have
Yeah,
any idea
that's
that in the past that is like your patients told you that, oh no, that's too far. Don't say that.
So with this shirt specifically, so just a
Oh,
quick
I like
close
that
up,
one.
the F word is blocked out. You guys actually assisted with these shirts. But the F word is blocked out. So we got a good look of it, and it's, I wasn't sure if we wanted to block it out or if we wanted to just be like F drugs, you know what I mean? So
Right.
Mhm.
everybody kind of agreed like, let's block it out so that it's like friendly for everyone. It still makes a
Mhm.
statement, but it's not obscene.
You can tell that you want to people to look good with a t-shirt because you didn't use a white t-shirt with a black print. You use a cool t-shirt with a print.
Right,
Nice.
right. Well, sometimes what happens is when you elevate the type of apparel, so when you have like a nicer shirt, more people will wear it. I mean, my whole thing is like, you don't want to go through the trouble of making something and then it goes to the bottom of the drawer where nobody's going to
Right.
wear it. You want to have something that is nicer so that people will wear it and that they feel really good in it, and that they think they look good in it too. I mean, you want to everybody wants to look good, and mostly everybody wants to look good and they want to feel good too. And maybe when they're going through rehab, maybe they're not really feeling all that great all the time, but having something that makes them look good and makes them feel good and makes them, um, I think it's part of a community when you have your friends, your compadres, your the people that are going through the same thing that you're going through in life, understand who you are and what you stand for. And I
One,
think that that's why branded merchandise. So let's take your logo. Your logo is a beautiful tree with like a sparrow in it.
mm-hmm.
Is it a sparrow or a
It's
dove?
no, it's on a dove. It's like a sparrow, but it's got the DNA crossed in it too. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
because we believe no addict can be treated the same. Everybody has their own DNA, and that's why we offer customized treatment programs.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, didn't know that.
okay.
That's a cool concept.
Yeah,
That's
Nice.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a lot of thought, and actually with DNA, it's like familial. So your family, like usually, do you find that if one person has an issue, that there are people in the family that also have that same thing, or
You see a lot of that because it is passed down through your genes, unfortunately, sometimes.
Mhm.
But there's people like me. I'm the only addict in my family. Out of my entire family. So that's the one thing about addiction, is that it doesn't discriminate. Um,
right?
you could come from any walk of life. You could be anyone, and like you could still be susceptible to the disease of addiction.
Um, I'm going to ask you a really maybe too personal of a question, but what made you work in a field that you had an addiction problem with?
So when I first entered sobriety, like I kind of had to find out who I was and who I wanted to be because I had spent so much time using, I had no sense of my identity. So throughout like early recovery, I kind of had to do some work on myself and I had to figure out who I want to be, who I want to become, and like I wanted to be somebody that helps people. And like the like what better way to help people than help people that know when you know what they've gone through.
Okay, so so being able to relate to the clients is huge, is huge.
Yeah. For sure, because when
Yeah.
they're having a bad day over something that doesn't seem like a huge deal, I understand why it feels like the end of the world to them because, like, that's really all they have going on right now. They're learning who they are, they're learning what they're struggling with, and they're learning how to become and evolve into like successful members of society.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. Right. I mean, I know I mean from my own family relationships and things, that I've experienced in my life. There are, there are people that they never recover and they never get that chance to really feel good about themselves, and it's really a shame because so many talented people, so many people with, that are amazing, loving, caring, talented people. You're right. Addiction does not discriminate. It just, it hits everybody and every family has somebody or a lot of people, um, and I kind of think that everything that's going on in society today, I mean, maybe it's always been like this, but I feel like that it brings out people more to have mental health issues because of the everything from the economy to the wars to hunger to homelessness, and maybe the world goes in cycles of things where certain times things are wonderful and then other times things are very difficult. And so are you seeing more people now coming to you for help?
I think people are more open to talk about wanting to get help. A lot of people don't
Okay.
even know what that looks like. You know what I mean? They just might need a person to lean on and talk to. They might not even know treatment is an option for them. And like that's why we're so big on like brand awareness because we want people to know that there's an option out there for them to reach out if they're struggling, they need help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We did an affiliate store a number of years ago for a fellow. He was in the like nutritional supplement business, and he did one of our affiliate stores with us, and his T-shirts said, "I am," and then you could put what you were going through, and and mostly it had to do with drugs and alcohol, and I think some of it was also like about other things like that they lost their child or that they were a cancer survivor, but it was mostly about like one, like I think his shirt said like I'm a like a survivor of or I'm in like it was like 17 years of recovery, something like that, something like and the reason he said he wanted to do that was because he wanted people on the street to just know what he was going through just by looking at him without having to start a whole conversation. And I thought that that was like that was really very, very brave and deep, and and really interesting. It was important to him that people knew who he was before he ever opened up his mouth.
That's really cool and very thought provoking too. Makes
Yeah,
people really
yeah,
think. And like that's like my favorite thing about merchandise is you can do that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, in a way, it's almost the same thing. Like you wear your favorite band T-shirt, or something like that. People know you like you know
Mhm.
the group Kiss or Queen or whatever, oh, I like them too. Like we're part of that. We're part of it. We're part of a community.
For
So
sure.
yeah, like branded merchandise really puts you in a category where you are part of a community. And I think more and more people, especially in mental health, really need that connection so that they feel relevant and they feel that, that they are part of something. Um, have you ever have you ever encountered any obstacles by bringing up a product or bringing up something? I mean, you don't do, so you just don't do products, you do other things too with your marketing. What challenges have you had in getting the word out?
I don't think we have had any challenges yet because we have like merchandise that's very strict, like our lighters, our hand sanitizers, and stuff like that. They have the logo, they tell you who we are and what we are, but they also engage that conversation like, what is MLB recovery? Is that a treatment center? What is that? What does that stand for? Like, what, you know what I mean? And like that's my goal, is to create conversation. I want people to know who we are so that we can continue helping and changing and saving lives. Because, like I said, that's the goal, is like to break that stigma and have people be able to open up and ask for help.
So getting back to, I don't know if this got cut off before we were talking, but about the tree with the DNA.
Hmm.
um it's kind of like you look at it and you're not, it doesn't mean addiction center, it means something else. And the thought provoking of asking the question, just like a Nike swoosh doesn't mean sportswear, or a circle with a dot in it doesn't mean you can buy everything in the world at Target. Like, it's a logo, but it is like a recognizable logo, not necessarily exactly saying what that is, but it does bring on conversation like, oh, so it can really be almost anything. So your logo could be on obviously on the website, it could be on t-shirts, it could be on the back of a car, it could be on a car wrap, it could be on the front window, and people will still look at it, and it's like, like you're exactly what you're saying, like, what is that, what does that mean? And then they ask a question. That's like the best. To me, the best design is a thought provoking design, not one that says every little detail of what you do. There's books about that. There's branding books about that that discuss that. So like you'll see, something, just something relatable and something nice. And what I also like about what I like your color scheme. Your color
Yes.
scheme is like earthy and warm, not like stick it in your face. It's kind of like you look at it and it's calming, and that's a
Neutral.
little different than other
Not
people.
only
Yeah,
not only is it in style that way, but it's also warming and inviting.
right. It's not neon green. It's
Right.
not like shouting out at you. Which is
Right.
like really kind of cool. And not everybody uses the colors green anymore. But it's such a nice. It'll be the Pantone color of the year next year. Watch. It's just like
Calling
really nice.
it.
Yeah, like the beige and the green. I just like it. I just feel like it. So wait a minute. Our spill the tea has green on it. So with a little bit of beige. So one thing Guillermo and I like, we like working with marketing directors when we're doing our job, because it makes us do our job better than somebody that doesn't know anything about what we're doing or how we do it or time frames or anything like that. Um, when you first started with doing marketing, did you understand that, or what how long did it take for you to get to really like feel that you were understanding what marketing an addiction center is all about?
I think that took with time. It wasn't something that I came into this field knowing I was going to do. I started at the very bottom as a behavioral health technician, and I climbed my way up to being directors of multiple different companies. And that was just through like my hard work and perseverance. That wasn't for like any other reason, but like through doing that and through climbing the ladder, was able to find my passion. And my passion is in like merchandise and branding and marketing in that sense, with through social media, through everything. Like that's where I find the fun.
And I think having like a sense of style, you obviously have a sense of style, and having an awareness and compassion and understanding about what you're doing, that all really brings into play how you do your job and how you do your job so well. I mean, that's what we see. That's what we
Thank you.
see when we deal. You're welcome. That's when we see when we deal with you, as opposed to somebody else that just like, throw something out there and they have no clue where they're going, what they want. I mean, sometimes we want to call our company psychic printing. Like how do we know? We don't know. We don't know. But the other thing that um I feel like Guillermo and I really like to do is also we feel like we're part of the companies that we do work with, and
Yeah.
we will we will go over the website, we will look at different things, we will try to point out certain things, and hopefully we're helpful in doing that. I mean, like, when we do, let's say, like, even a menu, we'll look at the spelling to make sure everything is okay, and things like that. And we hope that that doesn't offend the people that we're working with, like, oh, hey, we found, this typo or that typo. And
No,
so,
never. The goal is to improve however we can do that.
right, 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 right. And that's why we like working with professionals who know, what we're doing.
So Neha,
So
with everything, with the promotions and social media, have you ever done like a collaboration with a special someone, with famous people, with a brand, with
So with this company that I work for now, we are pretty
yeah,
new. We're part of a network of multiple treatment centers. But we are specifically very new. We've only been open since February. So that's something that we're working on and getting as many collaborations and partnerships as possible so we can continue to help and change as many people's lives as possible. I'll keep saying that that's my goal. And I think that's something that we're open to. That's something that we're looking forward to do. And it's something that we're going to continue to do.
are
oh,
you
nice.
talking about like getting celebrity endorsements? Is that what you're talking about, Guillermo? Because Guillermo, you're coming with
Yeah,
some great
yeah,
questions. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's definitely something
Yeah.
we're open to, definitely something that we wanna do, but with being so new, it's not something that's happened yet. But I think doing little
Mhm.
publicity things, little promotional things here and there, like, that's how we start to open that door. But yeah, we're definitely open to it and, like, trying to impact as many people as possible. So if you know any celebrities, let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so like, are you talking about influencers on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok?
small artists who want that want to collaborate with t-shirt design, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be open to that, of course.
So okay. So any celebrities that are watching right now, we will send you an F Drugs T-shirt tomorrow. So reach out to us and we will send you one. You can wear it, and yeah, and you celebrities will make a big difference.
Yeah,
Right, right,
For
right.
sure.
It's do you go to trade shows? Do you do trade shows?
There's like conventions and conferences that we do. They're usually like for like we just did one for the New Jersey. It was a huge conference for like therapists, different public speakers and stuff like that. But there's like also like this huge networking thing that happens after. And that's when we give out our swag. That's when we meet and mingle with other people in the network, other people in this industry, and we really build that business and business development, develop those relationships, and keep moving forward. So that has meant, like I said, the goal is as many people to know what MLB recovery is.
Okay, so there's still so many different avenues to navigate down right
That's
now,
what's
like
really cool
including.
about it is we can go to like the professional conferences, we can go to concerts, we can have like our
Mhm.
tables set up anywhere and just let as many people know, like, hey, if you're struggling or you know somebody who's struggling, we're here to help.
I mean, I see a lot on, like even on television, at the end of certain television shows, that showcase um, addiction. They always have something like, if you see somebody struggling, call this number. And I'm sure that people do, they call that number. I don't know if that is considered like a public service announcement, or that's a paid advertising, or what. But there's so many TV shows that have,
For
that
sure.
in
If
them.
you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out, blah blah blah. Those I don't know if they're paid or what they are, but I would love to be on one of those one of those ads.
Yeah, yeah, right, right, right. Well, i
Even if
guess
it's
i guess
one person, that would be really cool.
I mean, I'm sure they're very expensive to go on television for advertising, but it may, you never know. You got to find out what the, what percentage, the percentage of people that watch or whatever. So, like in our area in Carl Springs, there's the mayor put together a group called MWNA, which is Mental Health Wellness Network, or Mental Health Wellness Network. I get the MWN anyway, and it has gotten really really popular. A lot of people go to the meetings. A lot of people have really been helped by it. It's become like a community, and they even had a big seminar, like a couple. I think it was like Memorial Weekend, and they had, I mean, people. They had couple sports people that were in that live in the area, that were able to speak and tell their story, and it really focuses on everything from mental health with suicide, and suicide, obviously suicide prevention. And it's just really was really a very people were very like moved, and and it's so much needed, so much needed. So I don't know if there's anything in New Jersey like that, or I'm sure there is. I'm sure there, or maybe you could start something like that. I don't know, or maybe even have a branch of that in your area.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of resources out here that I've learned about since moving down here that I'm continuing to learn about. And it's been really cool. There's like the Camden County Prosecutor's Office has like a very good program. And that's something that we're starting to get involved in. And I'm very excited about that.
I think like young people, um, they are, they would react differently than, let's say, I mean, you have people who have families who are struggling, and people who are young, and then people who are older, that have just, like never realized that they can get help and be okay. When you reach a certain age, you probably don't even realize the amount of people that you probably have saved their lives, that you probably don't even know that you've touched.
I haven't put that much thought into it, but I do try to live every day to help at least one person, however that may be. Whether that just be like a random act of kindness or like something, but like the goal is to help at least one person a day.
When you help one person, you actually really help an entire family, because you help everybody that loves them.
1000%. And like hearing from those families and like those moms that get their son or their daughter back and being so grateful, there's no reward better than that.
Amazing, amazing. It's just really so great how, just like, even a logo on a shirt, or some major statement, and consistency and awareness. I mean, I hate to say t-shirt saves lives, but sometimes they say like, this t-shirt saves lives. You can actually say that, like, this t-shirt saves lives, and there's nothing more important than the human life. So what you do is just absolutely so amazing, and allowing us to help brand, really, it's very very meaningful. Like, it really means a lot to us, and it's wonderful. So let's see, what are my other I feel like I didn't even like really read my questions. Guillermo, you're coming up with the best questions. So,
No, but you have been saying all the questions. I've been keeping track of the questions, so don't worry about it.
oh, okay. Okay. Have you ever like come upon something where it's like, oh, you can't wear that t-shirt and go into like this place or whatever. Have that ever happened?
Yes. My daughter
Okay.
my daughter goes to an all Christian school. So like when sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, I can't walk into this. I can't walk in there like this." But now they all know me. They know my story. They love me, so they get the vibe.
Okay, okay. You know, you can always turn it inside out.
Right. I think also like wearing a shirt like this comes with a responsibility because like it's gonna start conversations and you have to be ready to have those conversations. Whether that be I'm at the grocery store with my baby in the car in
Uh-huh.
the thing, and then my toddler running
Right.
next to me. Somebody asks me, "What's MLB recovery?" And I have to be ready to have that conversation. Wearing
Right.
merchandise with a message comes with responsibility.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good line. We need to put that in the tagline. Totally, totally. Write that down. No, that's so super important, super important. So, we we were doing this podcast, and we the last podcast we did was Guillermo and I talking about the stuff that we do here at work. And you're such a busy lady. It was hard to get you, so I really we really appreciate an hour of your time. Especially on a day after a holiday. Actually, today's a holiday for Guillermo, but
Yeah.
but he's working, and and what we did was we're trying to decide, like, for each guest to give us a question for the next guest, but the previous guest, her question, and in relation to what you do, like, was, when did you realize that what you do wasn't just like something that was going to be temporary, but was going to be a full-time career for you?
I think the moment that I decided that I wanted to help people, I knew that it wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be a normal 9 to 5 where I could just clock out. I knew it was going to be a 24/7 thing. And I had to kind of come to terms with that. Like, if I really want to save people in this aspect, I need to be willing to be up and help whenever. And that's I think when I made that decision was when I had to like really come to terms with the fact that like this is my life. This is my passion and this is my purpose is to help people.
Do you think that this is what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, or do you see something else?
I don't know what else I would do, honestly. I want to always do something that has the process of helping people and like also fun, which is like the merchandise part of it for me. So like I don't know what else I would do, but I know that what else I will do will implement those two things. But I see this being like a very if I'm not doing this, then I think I'm gonna be home with my babies.
Okay, okay. And they will grow up, and then you'll be like, okay, now what do I do?
So
It happens. I know it happens too fast. So I mean, what I see is, um, I mean, social media and everything changes so rapidly, and technology changes so rapidly, and we have to go with that flow. But I see, like, a whole, like, you know YouTube channel, questions and answers, webinars, and that type of a thing. I think that that would also be really, really helpful in getting the brand out and getting people to talk and getting people. And I can see you doing that.
1000%. Something that I really like doing is going on TikTok live and like sharing my story with people and like building that engagement and like having doing like the question and answer thing. I love that because people
Hmm.
will look at me and be like, "You were a heroin addict?" And I'm like, "Yes, viciously."
So
They don't
that
believe
that's
it
your
because
to go social media, TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
TikTok and Instagram.
and they see you're happy, you've got a family, you've got a husband, you've got a home,
Right.
you've got, right,
It's not about
right.
the materialistic things. It's about having like the family, the support, having that like unconditional love and like being able to continuously evolve because like I'm not perfect and I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to continuously strive for perfection.
Yeah, they I think people, they want to see real. They want to see the real person. They want to see, the messy hair
The
just got
the
up.
working mom who has 2 kids, who's going to work, who's struggling, but still doing it because that's her only choice, like, that is the real raw stuff that the world wants to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, many years ago when I started Type Styles, way before even Make It Tea Online, I had two children, and they were 4 years apart, and I was delivering printing in a stroller. And I was going to big corporations with my stroller, and people were like, "What are they going to think of you?" I'm like, I have no choice. I'm going to deliver it. I've got a stroller. I can put it at the bottom of the stroller, and that's what I'm doing. That's who I am. And you got to do what you can do at the time. So I wasn't even making enough money for nursery school for them, but you had to do what you had to do. So that's what I did. That was before social media, where I couldn't post anything like that, but people would see me and whatever. you know that's what it is. That's what it is. So um is there anything else that you would like to share with us before we close our episode of Spill the Tea?
No, this was really great. Thank you guys so much. I think the goal at the end of the day is to break the stigma, and by doing things like this, we're slowly doing that, one person at a time. So I think by continuing to spread awareness, we're going to continue to spark the question: what is MLB recovery?
And we will put MLB Recovery, we will put your Instagram, we will put your TikTok handle, we will put
Thank
your
you.
website and everything in the comments. And we're going to end this by saying fuck drugs.
Fuck drugs.
Fuck drugs. Fuck
F
drugs.
rocks. You too,
And,
big up.
and thank you, Neha, for being on this episode. One of these days, I'm going to get this camera straight of Spill the Tea, and I'm going to be sending you a mug.
Thank you
So have a wonderful,
for having
wonderful
me, guys.
weekend, and
Bye,
thank
Neha.
you. Thank you.
Bye.